Hai guys, selamat datang lagi di Dulu Official Gaming Channel, tempat dimana kita bermain game bersama sampai tamat guys. Nah, di sini kita akan lanjutkan lagi permainan kita dengan Clive di Final Fantasy 16 ya. Dan ini cerita sudah ditabor guys. So, apabila kamu ingin menonton cerita dari awal, silahkan cek playlist yang aku taruh di video ini ya. Itu lengkap dari awal cerita sampai sekarang. Dan jangan lupa juga dibantu untuk subscribe ya guys, agar channel ini biar bisa tumbuh dan berkembang dengan bantuan kamu juga. So, tanpa menunggu lama lagi guys, mari kita lanjutkan bermain game Final Fantasy 16. Nah, ini kita udah sampai ke areanya ya guys. Sekarang kita akan coba dulu ngambil beberapa item quest.
Poverty said I should be able to find what I'm looking for somewhere nearby. Bright blue dragons and bright yellow flowers.
Apakah ini dimaksud? Oke, kita cari bunga ya guys. Should be enough to spot. Mana Clive? Jangan, kita harus lawan ini nih guys. Lawan dragon guys. Blue back wyvern ya.
This must be our wyvern. Alright. Let's get this over with.
Ah, kena. Aduh. Skillnya Clive yang satu ini emang lama guys, cooldownnya ya. Oke, dia stagger. Langsung aja guys, kita pandang. Ya, hit point kita tercover sendiri ya guys ya. Aduh. Aduh. Kita panggang ya guys dengan kekuatan Bahamut guys. Mau kemana kamu? Oke, berhasil kita kalahin guys. Oke, kita dapat 2 key item ya guys.
That's the wyvern's liver. Now I just need to find the herbs. Bright yellow with a heady scent.
Next area. Nah, kita ke sana guys. So, untuk material dari Dragon Liver kita udah dapetin. Kita sekarang cari herbnya ya guys ya. Kurasa di depan ini sih, bunga ini. Ya nggak sih? Ah iya, benar guys. Oh.
I think that's everything Molly needs to resurrect her recipe. Better head back.
Oke, udah selesai guys. Kita kembali lagi ke headway kita ya. So, perjalanannya cukup jauh. Untung ada teleport ya guys. Nah, kita udah sampai ke headway. Sekarang kita antarin material yang kita butuhkan buat resepi ya guys.
Seems the hideaway's lost its appetite.
So, did you have that word with Tomes then?
I did, and he was as helpful as ever. He told me exactly where to look, in fact.
And what precisely will I be cooking up? Or is it better not to know?
Blueback wyvern liver. And, a herb known as Saint's Bonnet.
Ah, wyvern livers, was it? Well, at least it weren't actual worms, I suppose. Now then, you stay right where you are. I've got some cooking to do. Let's hope these grand old chefs of yore knew what they were on about. And here we have it. Fried mortress of skyworm. Ivan's offered to make sure it's fit for consumption. Well, I say offered. He as good as begged.
And rightly so. Is there any higher honour than partaking in a slice of culinary history?
So, not fit for consumption then?
What witchery is this? The crackle of the crust gives way to an almost violent richness. Yet, it is the piquant kiss of the saint's bonnet that tames this savage dish. It is a tour de force, a force of nature even, a maelstrom of flavour and sensation, a graceful beast emerging from centuries of slumber.
I think he likes it.
Well, I can't quite tell with all that nonsense he's talking, but I reckon you might be right. It was decent then, I take it.
Decent? It's remarkable, and I defy any man to say a word to the contrary. Sid, might I suggest that you command a party of your finest men and women to procure a dozen bluebat wyverns forthwith?
I'll give it some thought.
Dan kita udah menyelesaikan quest untuk koki kita ya guys. Mari kita bicara sekali lagi guys.
That book may be a veritable treasure trove, but the recipes are hardly what I'd call honest fare.
Oh, who needs honesty when they can have majesty? Our companions deserve only the very best.
Thank you, silakan kalian makan itu ya. Oke, langsung aja guys, kita jalanin ke quest berikutnya.
Highways lost its appetite.
Kita akan ke sini dulu ya guys, ke on balance. Ini di atas.
With the skies as they
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will
Hey.
there be thunder?
Oke, kita langsung bicara guys.
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
I can certainly try. Who's gone missing this time?
It's not who, but what. Mid's scales, the ones she made for her workshop. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after the lesson, well, they vanished. My first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore they had nothing to do with their having disappeared. Which almost certainly means they had everything to do with it.
Perhaps a visit from Sid will jog their memories.
I think it just might. Thank you. I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. But if they have, I'll have no choice but to discipline them accordingly. They were in the atrium when I last saw them, as always. My biggest worry is that the children have somehow damaged the scales, but are wary of asking for help because they think they'll be punished. And if I find out that's the case, I swear I'll take the switch to every last one of them.
Oke guys, ini kita bantu cewek ini untuk mencari sebuah timbangan ya guys. Katanya itu dimainkan oleh muridnya, tapi ternyata hilang gitu loh guys. Dan wah, cukup jauh ya perjalanan kita masih ke atas ini guys. So kita keluar lagi dari sini. Nah ini dia orangnya.
What do you reckon we should do? I say we should just tell Miss Shirley.
You'll get us all straight. I'm telling you, I can fix them.
Ya kayaknya rusak sih guys. Kita langsung bicara aja ya.
Sid!
Hard at your studies, I see. And what is that? It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore, it's not.
Oh,
And just how long hasn't it been one?
We're sorry.
but we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like Miss Middledore showed us.
Miss Middledore? And why would she have you dismembering her creations?
Because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
Miss Middledore said, the best way to see how something works is to take it apart and put it back together again.
Well then, your work is already half done. Carry on.
About that.
The taking apart was easy enough, but it's the putting back we can't work out.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom. Then...
You three need to learn to take responsibility for your actions. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we? All right. Everything here was once part of Miss Middledol's scales. Every piece has its own role to play, and each is just as important as the others. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. So let's think about what those roles might be. You already know one of the pieces. The body. Its role is to support everything else. But what of the others? This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
You're right. It looks more like a wing. Like a chocobo wing!
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Will you teach me to ride one day?
I'll think about it. Now, what do arms do?
Hold things. So wait, maybe this arm holds things too?
Good thinking. You're on the right track. These round parts are called the pans. You all know what a pan is, don't you?
I do. Molly uses them in the kitchens to fry bangers. But these aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. They're for weighing stuff. But what if I wanted to weigh Goots? I don't think he'd fit on that little thing.
Probably not.
What are the chains for? Holding the pans up?
Well spotted. Which means something must hold the chains up in turn. This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear. Have you ever seen one before?
I have. Miss Middledol's dungeon is full of them. Most are on the floor.
She puts them in all her inventions. They spin round and round and round and round and...
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move. Do you remember if there was anything on the scales that moved?
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple. And then somebody ate it.
Not my fault. You shouldn't have tried weighing it before lunch.
We know what part's supposed to move and how it's supposed to move. So, let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move, and then stick the cogwheel to that.
Not a bad idea. You see? It's not so difficult. So, now that we've taken stock of the parts and learned what they do, what do you think?
I think we've got it.
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what goes where, and I'll put the scales together.
Well, obviously you need to start with the body. All the other pieces fit onto it, don't they?
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms.
Or wings, if you're a chocobo.
And then the arms hold the pans by the chains.
Very good. Let's see if that works. There. All finished.
Yes! We did it!
Well, with Sid's help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was you three engineers who showed me how.
That's right. We're Miss Middledol's hares.
Her hairs?
Yeah, hares for the future. She's showing us her secrets now, so we can help out the hideaway when we're older.
What do you think, Sid? Are we almost ready?
With a little more help from Miss Middledol and Miss Shirley, I'd say it won't be long at all.
You hear that? It won't be long.
Until then, though, do try to be honest with Miss Shirley.
Hey, look! We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
Ada ketinggal cogwheelnya satu guys. But anyway, itu questnya udah selesai ya. Dan anak-anak itu semoga menjadi cikal bakalnya engineer yang akan ngebantu The Hideaway ini supaya bisa berkembang ya guys. So sekarang kita tinggal lapor aja quest kita. Hopefully si Mr. Ray-nya udah nggak marah lagi sama 3 bocah tadi ya guys. Dan ini Hideaway sudah cukup banyak misinya guys. Jika kita nggak mengerjakannya, aku rasa kita nggak bakal dapat reward ya. So, tetap aja kalau ada side quest itu kalian kerjakan agar kalian tahu lebih banyak ceritanya guys. Nah ini dia
There's a storm coming, Sid.
Miss Shirley.
Thunder.
Well, did you solve the mystery?
It was as you thought. The children had the scales, or the parts of them at least. They dismantled them to see how they worked.
Oh, no, Mid will have my head.
Thankfully she won't. This might even have been her idea. Although I was the one who ended up teaching the lesson.
I'm so sorry, Sid. I know how busy you are. I shall see that the children are properly punished.
Please, there's no need. Mid seems to have taken the 3 of them under her wing. She's even calling them her heirs. She'd have them follow in her footsteps. And her father's.
I see. Sid, do you know why Mid has been spending so much time at the Hideaway of late?
She told me it was because her studies have been interrupted by events in Canva. Is that not true?
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. In exchange for full tuition, room and board, they asked her to oversee the design of several new war engines. To anyone else it would be an opportunity, but to Mid, who lost both her parents to war, it was a bitter pill. One she was none too keen to swallow. But that should come as no surprise. She's only ever cared about bringing people hope. The very last thing war can be said to do.
Which explains her heirs. She's working to give them a better life. And so should I. What's the odd engineering lesson?
Oh, you've given them far more than that. And I'm sure they're very grateful. If Mid is teaching my pupils her secrets, I suppose I should brush up on some of them myself.
Ternyata guys, aku baru tahu nama panjangnya Mid itu adalah Midadol guys. Nama yang sedikit agak unik ya guys. Tapi untungnya kita panggil dia dengan Mid aja karena itu lebih oke dan lebih keren ya. Dan ternyata 3 bocah tadi tuh anak didiknya si Mid guys. Sekalian sama si Shirley tadi ya guys ya. Nah, ini ada quest lagi guys, kita coba kerjain ya. Ini si Goods bukan ya? Iya guys, si Goods.
What am I gonna do?
Is everything alright, Goots? You seem more discomposed than usual.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I'm in a bit of a muddle. Oh, I think Nan might be in trouble and she's...
It's alright. You can tell me.
There was a trader came by. One of our usuals, like. Said he'd heard some rotten rumours about her down Dallymill Way. Folk are saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that. I mean, she's fond of a chance to make a coin or two, aye, but she'd never do business with baddies. Especially not the kind who go hurting people who haven't done out. I wanted to ask her about it myself, but I'm scared she'll give us a tongue lashing. She'd never give your tongue a lashing, though, would she?
Don't worry. I'll speak to her.
Oh, thanks, Clive. You'll let me know what she says, won't you?
Of course. I'm sure it's all just a misunderstanding.
Nan sometimes sells swords and that, but never to anyone who's not a friend of ours. That's how it's been for as long as I've known her. You don't think it's true what people are saying, do you?
Oke guys, sepertinya si Goods cemas bahwa pelanggannya si Nan itu adalah seseorang yang mensuplai bandit untuk melakukan kejahatan guys. Jadi dia cemas, dan sekarang kita diminta tanya sama Sinan apakah benar seperti itu.
Lady Karen, how's business?
Not nearly as foul as the weather.
You're doing good trade then? Both in and out of the hideaway?
Can't complain. Wait, what exactly are you getting at? Not once in 5 long years do you pay my affairs half a care, but here you are today raking me over the coals like a bloody popoto?
Just asking. Out of interest. All right. I'm here because I was told that certain rumors have been circulating about you selling weapons to brigands.
Oh, are you? And who was it who knows me so well as to tell tales of my evil exploits?
I didn't exactly hear firsthand. All I know is that someone in Dalimil has been spreading word to that effect.
And what? You believe it? You think I'm profiting off the blood of innocence, do you? Look, I've done things I'm not proud of. Might be there were a time when I turned a blind eye to the wretchedness of the world so I could line my pocket. But that woman is no more. And you'd know that if you'd ever paid the slightest bit of notice.
You're right, Lady Karen. I apologize. It was wrong of me to doubt you.
Aye, it was. Now, I reckon you've got better things to do than pointing your do-gooding finger at a poor old woman.
Of course. Good day.
Dan kita kembali bicara sama Sigurd ya guys. So, di cara tuh honestly dia udah nggak seperti itu gitu. So, kita mesti kasih tahu Sigurd, sudahlah, jangan terlalu cemas.
I spoke with Lady Karen.
What did she say?
That the rumors were unfounded, and that I was a fool for thinking they might hold any truth, along with some other things that made her feelings clear. And while it sounds like she may have done things she regretted in her past, she says those days are behind her.
Oh, well, that's good. I knew Nan wasn't caught up in out bad. But why would people say she was? What did she ever do to them? It's not right.
No, it's not. But people do things for all sorts of reasons. Perhaps we'll never know.
Well, I'm going to find out. That trader, he said they were all talking about her in Dalimil. So that's where I'm going. I'll find someone who'll tell me, you'll see.
Are you sure that's wise? Whoever's spreading these rumors means Karen ill.
Oh, right. But that's why you'll be coming with me, isn't it, Clive?
I suppose it is.
Dan sekarang kita harus ngebersihin nama si Charon ya guys. Ya udah kita langsung teleport aja, katanya tuh di Dalimil guys. Kita langsung ke bawah ini. Kita teleport ya.
The bandits may be no more, but
Nah katanya Sigurd ada di sini guys, nungguin kita. So kita lihat aja.
The gentleman of the town guard is back.
Fuck! The finest sell swords in Storm couldn't hold a candle to our new town guard.
Could be I know something more. What's it worth to you?
Clive, listen! I found someone who says he's heard the rumors about Nan.
Have you?
Go on. Tell him what you told me.
All right. It's like I said. A wizened old crone by the name of Karen's been selling steel to whoever'll pay her price, be they knight or knave. Says the more swords and spears she puts in people's hands, the more war they'll wage. And the more war being waged, the more call for swords and spears. And who will they all turn to keep them in steel? Why, the good Reaper herself.
And you've seen this Reaper at work?
Aye, it just so happens I have. You'll find her right here plying her trade most days.
Here in Dalimil? Where exactly?
She has a stall here in the market, but if you're not the patient type, you can probably find her at her storehouse on the edge of town. But it'd be a bolder man than me that braved that particular nest of vipers. Feeling bold, traveler? I hope so, for your sake. Now, if that's all, I have places to be.
Sorry to have kept you.
You don't think Nan's the Reaper, do you?
Not unless she's discovered the secret of how to be in two places at once.
Eh? What do you mean?
Lady Karen hasn't left the hideaway in weeks. So who has been running this stall he spoke of?
Good question. I'll go and have a look.
And I'll visit this storehouse on the edge of town.
All right, but be careful, Clive.
You too, Goots.
Alright guys, katanya ada yang bernama Clarence membuka lapaknya tuh di luar kota sana guys. Ya udah, kita langsung coba keluar kota ya guys. Kita coba cari jalannya guys. Ini, oh alah, ini buntu, jadi kita harus ke atas ini lagi toh. Ya udah, kita ke atas lagi guys. Ini nggak jauh guys dari tempat sini ya. Nah ini udah mau sampai guys. So kita lihat ya guys.
To brave the Viper's Nest.
The Viper Nest.
Just you, is it? Thought I might have laid it on a bit thick.
It was a fairly unconvincing tale. So, what now?
That's up to you. Die a slow death, or a quick one. Boys, he's all yours. But that sword is mine.
Oh boy, mereka mau ngantari nyawa ya. Haha, silakan come here. Wow, keren banget guys si Joshua punya skill ya guys. Ini para mercenaries ini cuma jadi korban doang guys. Kita bakar mereka guys. Bener-bener kerjaan santai ya guys, ngebakar begini doang. Tapi lama banget. Ini ada yang nge-cast magic dari tadi ya. Nge-cure mulu. One hit doang padahal ya. Dah, selesai guys. Gampang banget nge-kill banditnya.
Oh, you've done it now.
Go on. Tell me what I've done.
When the Borgwyn finds out you've killed his men, he'll have your head. He only wanted that bull of a manservant, the dim one always clinging to Karen's skirts. You weren't even supposed to be here. Who the hell are you anyway?
What were you going to do to him?
The Borgwyn wanted him to get to Karen. I was only supposed to point the lamp in the right direction once he arrived in Dalimil. But then you turned up. Well, go on then. If you're going to end me, end me.
You're not worth the effort. Now be gone, before I change my mind.
Fucking coward!
I need to find Goots. Right now.
Get your filthy paws off me, you naughty-pated lout!
Stop calling me names! And stop spreading them horrible lies about Nan!
Well, that will be easy enough. For they are not lies. Every last word is true. And she must pay for her crimes in blood.
Blood?
Goot, are you all right?
He's gonna kill Nan! He said she had to pay in blood!
After what she did, it is only right. She ruined my life and the lives of countless others. That loathsome harpy's very existence is a crime, and I will not allow it to continue. Goots, was it? I have no quarrel with you. Only with your employer. Run along now. You need not pay for her sins.
No.
No?
I don't care what she did. I won't let you hurt Nan. Promise me you won't hurt her, or I'll kill you myself!
Goots, no.
Enough, all of you!
Karen.
But how did you?
You're a sight less clever than you think you are, the pair of you. Did you think I wouldn't notice the two of you slinking off together? Well, the whole thing got me thinking, who in Dalimil might bear me a grudge? And a certain snivelling shit I ran afoul of in my fairy years came to mind. Though it was just Bogan back then, wasn't it? I thought the years might have taught you some sense, but I see you're the same pants-pissing craven you've always been. What was it we called you? Wet legs?
You bitch! Everything that happened, it was all your fault! And now you'll finally pay for what you did to me!
Goots, you...
If you want a piece of Nan, you'll have to go through me.
Fuck!
You great galoot. Out of the way, I can handle this myself. So, wet legs, you remember what you told me when we last met? An eye for an eye. Wise words, Sam. Wise words. And now, it's time to collect. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Is he...
Dead? No. But I reckon he wishes he was. It ain't easy going through life one eye short of a pair. After all, I should know.
You don't mean...
Oh, don't tell me you didn't notice. Lost it to old Wet Legs back when we were working the same routes. Said I'd stolen from his strongbox. I'd done nothing of the sort, mind. But that didn't stop him taking his little revenge. So I took some of my own. Sorry, lost everything. His coin, his clients. Always knew he'd be back one day to claim his due. But he crossed a line dragging poor Goots into this. He didn't hurt you, did he?
No, Nan. Still got all my arms, see? Legs too. But What if he comes back again?
What if he does? First we take the other eye, then we work our way down. He'll learn his lesson soon enough. But something tells me the wet legs has learned it already. Right. Let's get you back to the hideaway. You've attracted quite enough attention already. Ta-ra, Clive.
Remind me never to cross you, Karen.
Wah, ternyata guys, itu questnya ya guys. An eye for an eye. Itu beneran si Lady Karen ngambil mata si Wet Legs tadi ya. Serem banget. Pokoknya mereka itu berentangan dari dulu. Dan sekarang akhirnya ketemu di titik poinnya dimana si Wet Legs pengen balas dendam guys. So ini questnya udah selesai sih harusnya ya. Dan kita langsung aja kembali ke hideaway kita guys. Nah, ini kita udah di hideaway, dan pesan terakhir si Clive adalah jangan coba-coba main di belakang layarnya si Karen ya guys, bahaya, soalnya ini wanita galak banget.
Nothing like a dish of cold vengeance to foul the gut.
I'm sorry, Nan. I didn't mean to make things worse. I just thought I had to protect you, like you've protected me.
Aye, well, someone had to. Your parents certainly didn't give a whit for your well-being. Reckon the both of us would be worse off if I'd not taken you on. You've always been me right eye, Goots. And I'd have you stay that way. So don't you dare go looking for trouble again.
Well, I will. If you ever need help, I'll do it again, and again. And you can't stop me.
Why, you big lump. Fine. Play the hero if it makes you happy.
Thanks, Nan. I won't let you down.
There's nothing he wouldn't do for you.
That's as maybe. But if he's ever to make his own way in life, he'll need to start looking out for himself as well. Till then, he'll need people to watch his back, just like you did in Dalamil. Don't think I didn't appreciate that.
Of course. His family.
Stop it. You make me one good eye, mister. I don't go thinking that'll do you any favours. A potion today'll cost you the same as it did yesterday. Let me tell you a story, Clive.
All right.
Them rumours Wet Legs were spreading. Might be they weren't just tales plucked out of thin air. You see, there were a time when I weren't too particular about who I sold steel to, so long as they paid me the right price. Some women lust after blood, others after flesh, but me, I were always one for gold. And to satisfy that lust, I sold to opposing armies, stabbed my every client in the back, made myself the most hated woman in the twins. But then one day I met a man who made me a different kind of offer. Said he'd give me access to a realm-wide community of like-minded individuals in constant need of steel and sundries. On the condition I sold to him and his alone.
Was that the first time you met Sid?
Aye. And I fell right into his damn trap. He were true to his word, so I ended up being true to mine. And I soon started making the best profits I've seen since taking up the trade. And all without aiding or abetting any outlaws. Except Sid himself, that is. Told me about his plan to topple the mother crystals, you know. Said that with them gone, the realm would want for all manner of things. An opportunity for the likes of me to mint gil. Why, I reckon an enterprising individual could find herself the richest dam in the twins. And that's when he had me. I emptied my stores that day and moved into the hideaway proper. And the rest, as they say, is ancient bloody history. A dozen years on, and I'm still not the richest dam. Not for lack of trying, mind. But I can say that I have never been happier. You've all shown me there are some things more precious than Gil.
That there are.
So don't you go messing it all up, or you'll have me to answer to. Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. Let's stock up one. Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Nah itu tadi kisah Sharon ya guys, dan sedikit masa nostalgia dengan cheat di dulunya guys, saat dia masih menjadi trader yang hanya mikirin duit-duit doang dia, dan dia menjadi supply senjata buat para bandit. Dan sekarang dia udah tobat sih guys. So Sharon sudah menjadi seseorang yang menyuplai barang hanya untuk the highway, dan akhirnya walaupun dia mencari duit tapi nggak kaya-kaya juga sih karena ngebantuin si Cheat dan teman-temannya di sini guys. Nah, the next stop kita akan coba cari lagi quest guys ke atas. Kita lihat ya, untuk area yang kita dikasih beberapa memento, ini kita bisa pajang guys. Kita lihat dulu ya barang di depan ini. Wall of Memories. Nah, ini ada tambahan guys. Pertama ini Guardian Scarf yang kita dapetin dari quest. Lalu ini ada Six Goblet. Nah, ini item baru ya guys, Continental Cancer yang baru kita dapetin dari si Sharon. And that's all the item. Kita cek lagi untuk quest terakhir, harusnya ada di sini sih guys. Di meja baca kita ya. Bentar, meja baca itu lokasinya di sini. Ini ada surat masuk dulu guys. Kita lihat dari siapa aja ya.
Rutherford. Wasn't that the name of my uncle's manservant? Why would he be at Martha's Rest?
Nah, ini kita baru dapatin quest ya guys dari Rutherford yang berada di Martha's Rest, dan kita akan pergi ke sana guys. Tapi sebelumnya aku ingin ucapkan terima kasih ya buat teman-teman yang udah join nonton sampai akhir video ini guys. Dan di next video kita akan lanjutkan share quest kita ke Martha's Rest. So thank you ya guys sudah join sampai akhir, dan jangan lupa dibantu untuk subscribe agar kamu tidak ketinggalan update berikutnya di channel ini. See you at the next chapter. Stay gaming and stay happy.